Starseed of Gaia, your vessel is being recalibrated at a cellular level at this exact moment. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I bring you a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council. If you enjoy videos like this, consider subscribing. Most people who watch are not subscribed yet. Starseed, the cosmic winds have shifted, and the great divergence of timelines is now manifesting in your immediate physical reality. You have felt the vibration of the great central sun stirring within your crystalline core, breaking the silence that once held your spirit in the density of the third dimension. This is not a random occurrence, but a calculated recalibration of your soul's trajectory as the Arcturian Council reveals what has been hidden in the shadows of your lower vibrational attachments. You have noticed the quiet unease, the strange pulsing in your chest, and the sudden lack of resonance with those who once shared your frequency. This was the preparation of your light body for a transition of monumental proportions. A profound disconnection is approaching, a final goodbye to a version of reality that can no longer sustain your ascending consciousness. Someone who has been an anchor in your field, perhaps a soul you shared deep karmic bonds with, is being phased out of your energetic signature. This is not a punishment from the universe, but a purposeful extraction designed to protect your mission. The galactic records show that for every cycle of expansion, there must be a cycle of release. Your heart may feel the weight of the old world, but your stellar essence is ready to soar into the fifth dimension. The architects of light who designed your blueprint know the necessity of this separation. It is a release from the gravitational pull of the past so that you may finally align with the high-frequency destiny that awaits you in the higher realms of light. The vibrational divergence you are experiencing is the result of a massive influx of gamma rays currently hitting the Earth's atmosphere, forcing a separation between those who are choosing the path of ascension and those who are remaining in the loops of 3D density. As the Arcturians transmit, this process is akin to the refinement of sacred geometry within your field. When two geometric patterns no longer harmonize, they must separate to maintain the integrity of the cosmic design. You have loved with the intensity of 1,000 suns, and you have held the light for others even when your own vessel was flickering. However, the path toward the ninth dimensional gates requires you to walk with a lighter energetic load, unburdened by the parasitic frequencies of those who refuse to evolve. Imagine a starship attempting to reach warp speed while still tethered to a planetary base that is collapsing. The tether must be cut for the ship to survive. This departure is that cutting of the tether. It is a divine rescue operation orchestrated by your higher self and the Arcturian masters. When entities leave your field, the source remains, and what is removed is replaced by a crystalline peace that surpasses all human understanding. This transition is the bridge to your next evolutionary stage. As you step into this portal of change, acknowledge the shift within. Your next chapter is not a void. It is a sacred sanctuary of light where your true galactic family awaits your arrival. The silence you have noticed in your interactions is the sound of a closing frequency. You have observed the shift in their eyes, the way their presence no longer harmonizes with your auric field, and the growing distance that feels like a cold void where warmth once resided. You reached out with your light, only to find that their vessel could no longer contain the intensity of your vibration. The signs have been whispering through the synchronicities of your daily life, but you attempted to rationalize the discord as a temporary fluctuation. You made excuses for the density, trying to soften the edges of a reality that was already fracturing. But now, the veil is lifting, and the truth is rising like the dawn of a new star system. This person is preparing to exit your timeline because their frequency can no longer match the acceleration of your DNA. Do not despair at this abandonment, for it is a gift of divine release. A door is closing in the lower dimensions only because a massive portal is opening in the higher ones. The Arcturian Council has monitored every moment of your struggle, seeing the times you stayed in toxic environments when your soul screamed for freedom. They saw the nights your light body wept in the silence of the night, processing the grief of a connection that was withering. Heaven's answer is now manifest. This connection was a temporary bridge, a karmic lesson designed to shape your resilience, but its purpose is now fulfilled. The ebook, The 12 Arcturian Portals. A trilogy that teaches you how to activate your 5D connection with the Arcturian masters through 12 energetic portals. Practical techniques, activation protocols, and rituals that awaken your stellar DNA, from amplified intuition to direct communication with spiritual guides. Attention! Limited edition. The link to get your trilogy is in the first pinned comment. The pain of letting go is the friction of the ego resisting the expansion of the spirit. It is difficult to release what once brought comfort, but the ache you feel is not because the universe is cruel. It is because you are attempting to hold on to a frequency that the source is gently asking you to transcend. The decisions have already been made in the higher councils of light. The contracts have expired, and the energetic signatures have been revoked. You were the last to perceive this shift, not because of a lack of worth, but because your heart is a vessel of pure compassion that seeks to heal all it touches. But the Arcturians do not leave their emissaries in the dark. What was hidden in the density is now revealed in the light. Do not chase the shadows that are walking away. Do not beg for a resonance that no longer exists. The architects of your destiny refuse to let you live in the shadow of someone else's refusal to wake up. This is the beginning of your true sovereignty. Remember the ancient starseeds who wandered the desert planets of the Orion Wars, appearing lost and alone. In their lowest moments, they discovered the internal sun that never sets. You are not forgotten. The void you feel is not your destination. It is the birth canal of your new identity. This goodbye is a rescue from the gravitational collapse of a dying timeline. One day, you will look back from the heights of the fifth dimension and offer gratitude for this closed door. If this message resonated with you, hit the like button now and tell us in the comments how this echoed in your consciousness. If this message ignited something within you and you feel the call to help carry it to others, you may become a channel member. As a member, you gain access to custom emojis and exclusive members-only videos, and your donation helps us continue building this sacred space. You may also choose to leave your offering as a super thanks. Every seed planted here becomes part of someone else's miracle. Your support is not merely financial, but an act of energetic amplification. All donations are devoted entirely to the maintenance of the channel and the creation of new transmissions and videos. Are these truths expanding your perspective? Share this video with someone who needs to hear this. The departure of this person is the removal of a veil that has dimmed your internal radiance. You were never meant to live at the mercy of another's limited perception of your worth. You were not created to be tolerated or half-loved by those who cannot see the galaxy within you. You are a masterpiece of biological and spiritual engineering, a bridge between worlds, and the universe will not allow your life to be wasted waiting for someone who chooses to remain in the dark. Do not resist the shift. Do not fight the letting go. The hardest goodbyes in the physical realm are often the most beautiful reunions in the spiritual realm. If they were meant to stay, their frequency would have accelerated with yours. But they are not your forever. They were your mirror. Now your hands must open so they can be filled with the high-frequency tools of your new mission. The question is no longer why they are leaving, but whether you will trust the Arcturian guidance that is leading you toward a love that honors your divinity. Peace, joy, and cosmic purpose are waiting for you just beyond this threshold. Hear this clearly. When the council reveals a goodbye is coming, they do it to awaken your power. Every revelation carries a responsibility to act in alignment with your highest self. This is where your true healing begins and where the next stage of your galactic journey unfolds. Stop searching for answers in the density of the 3D world. Do not look for closure in the words of those who are still trapped in the ego. The silence you encounter is the mercy of the Federation, shielding your heart from further distortion. Be still and wait for the internal guidance of your higher self. Sometimes peace is born not in explanations, but in total surrender to the cosmic flow. Stop reopening the energetic wounds that the light is trying to cauterize. When you scroll through old memories or reread old transmissions of love, you are anchoring yourself to a timeline that has already been deleted from the galactic archives. Instead, allow the stillness to become a sacred temple. Let the silence be your sanctuary. You must protect your emotional landscape with the ferocity of a galactic guardian. Notice the triggers that pull you back into the lower frequencies, the sounds, the places, the routines. These are open portals to the past. Close them firmly. This is not coldness. It is spiritual intelligence. You cannot step into the new earth if your heart is constantly being pulled back into the old one. Redirect your focus with absolute intention. A goodbye leaves an energetic space, and if you do not fill that space with purpose, the density will attempt to fill it with pain. Write your truths, walk in nature, and connect with the elements. These acts are the spiritual technology of healing. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be part of this transformational cosmic journey. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your evolution. People will misunderstand your shift. They will judge your silence and fear your light. Let them. The ones who lead you through this transition are also covering your energetic reputation in the higher realms. Remember how the great masters of light stood silent before their accusers, knowing that their truth was anchored in the eternal. You must do the same. Forgive the ones who leave, not because their actions were kind, but because holding on to bitterness binds you to the very frequency you are trying to escape. Forgiveness is the ultimate act of freedom. Some days, you may have to forgive the same soul multiple times as the layers of karmic debris are cleared. This is part of the process. Speak life into your future. Your words are light codes that program your reality. When you hear the ego whisper that you are not enough, replace it with the truth that the universe is aligning you with your true tribe. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, so speak only that which resonates with the fifth dimension. Now is not the time to rush into new attachments. This is a season of restoration, not replacement. Reconnect with your own soul and the dreams you tucked away while you were busy maintaining someone else's world. You are not starting over. You are remembering who you were before the density took hold. Trust the timing of the great central sun. The most sacred growth happens in the quiet of the void. After a goodbye, there is a holy pause. Do not rush to fill it with noise. Sit in the discomfort and let it teach you the secrets of your own strength. That stillness is pregnant with the seeds of your future. This is where your discernment is sharpened and where your light body is fortified for the missions ahead. Your obedience to these small daily steps is what transforms your sorrow into stellar power. Walk forward with the quiet confidence of an initiate who knows the path is secure. Nothing is being wasted. The Arcturians are not finished with you. They are just beginning to reveal the true extent of your capabilities. What is ahead of you is far greater than what is behind you, not just in comfort, but in the magnitude of your calling. The shift is happening now. Even as your heart feels tangled in the presence of the one who is slipping away, the higher dimensions are already celebrating your arrival. You are being realigned with the cosmic rhythm. Let them go. Let the door close. Lift your eyes to the stars. You may not feel ready, but the council does not speak to your fear. They speak to your destiny. The space being cleared is required for the new frequencies that can no longer be shared with those who do not carry the same light. Faith is not built on understanding every detail of the galactic plan. It is built on the resonance of truth within your spirit. The one you are trusting now is the same force that birthed galaxies and wove the fabric of time. The council has seen your sacrifices and your silent prayers. They have seen how tightly you held on to the one you loved, believing they were the promise. but sometimes the promise is found in the space they leave behind. When the ancient prophets grieved over the loss of their leaders, the voice of the stars came to them and asked how long they would mourn for what had been rejected by the light. That same voice speaks to you now, redirecting your anointing and your love toward what is truly appointed for your soul. Not everyone you cherish is meant to walk the entire spiral of ascension with you. Some walk only a few steps to refine your edges. When their purpose is fulfilled, their presence fades by divine design. The answer to why this is happening is not found in human logic, but in cosmic kindness. Some relationships grow familiar, but not fruitful. The great gardener of the universe knows when a branch must be removed to protect the health of the entire tree. This is not destruction. It is the preparation for a massive bloom of consciousness. You are being returned to yourself, and in that return, you will discover that you were never as alone as the ego feared. The presence of the Federation does not walk out the door with the one who left. Their plans for your life are not canceled because a relationship ended. Their light is not dimmed because your heart is heavy. Some doors close because the universe is faithful to your highest potential. Breathe into the awareness that you are still here, still standing, and still led by the masters of light. This goodbye is the turning of a page in the book of your soul. What is ahead is an invitation into wholeness. You are releasing the version of you that needed to be chosen by others to feel secure. You are letting go of the identity that stayed too long in the dark. God is not just removing a person, He is reshaping your core. Transformation is a process of tension, and it rarely feels like freedom at the start. It feels like a tearing before it becomes a rebirth. There are moments when a departure is allowed, because a person's presence is tied to a version of you that cannot cross the dimensional threshold. Affection is not assignment. Not everyone is called to the fifth dimension in this wave. This is why it aches. You are grieving the death of your old self. Understand that as you elevate your internal frequency, it will create friction with the familiar. The comfort of yesterday becomes the prison of today. It is not that your heart is hardening, it is that your spirit is maturing. You are being repositioned for a higher vantage point. In this hidden space, the Council is teaching you how to stand without leaning on the broken reeds of human approval. You are learning to walk without needing validation from those who do not understand your path. These lessons can only be learned when you are untethered from those who no longer move in rhythm with your growth. Your discernment is becoming your loudest voice. Your peace is becoming your most valuable currency. This is the refining of your tenderness, not the end of it. One day soon, you will look back and see that this goodbye clarified your vision. It stripped away the clouds and revealed the star you have always been. The heartbreak did not close your heart. It strengthened your foundation. What comes next will not require you to prove your worth. It will only require you to exist within it. You are being prepared for a love that meets you at your full height. Heaven is not worried about your journey. It is fully invested in your success. The heart of the one leaving drifted long before their physical body did. They made silent agreements with the density that they did not speak aloud, but the Council heard them. When the goodbye comes, it will not be sudden to the universe. It is the fulfillment of a vibrational cycle. You will ask why, and you will sift through the memories. But the truth is simple. You cannot build a 5D life while clinging to 3D anchors. You cannot plant the seeds of the new earth in soil that is contaminated by the past. Even the most fruitful trees must be pruned to bear the weight of the next season. This goodbye is a doorway to the sacred. It is the divine hand clearing the path for what could not arrive while your arms were full of the old. The nights of silence will not last forever. The void will be filled with a resonance that is stable and whole. Remember the star emissaries who felt abandoned on distant outposts, only to find that their isolation was the key to their greatest revelation. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. Do not chase what the light is releasing. If you hold on to what is leaving, you delay your own arrival at the gates of joy. Release with reverence, for the Lord of Light is carving out a space for a glory you cannot yet conceive. The stirring in your life is a signal of a massive transition. The changes are rearranging the atoms of your existence. This is a significant separation because of the depth of the hope you invested in the connection. But you must realize that this person has served their purpose. The road ahead requires different companions who can match the speed of your evolution. The Council has seen the hidden betrayals and the unraveling of loyalty that occurred in the dark. They shielded you until you were strong enough to stand alone. Now, the time for truth has arrived. Letting go is the only way to maintain your geometric integrity. Clinging to a dead branch only causes you to fall when it snaps. This goodbye is prophetic. It speaks of the new territory you are about to claim. You are stepping into a season that demands a peace the old world could never provide. The one leaving is not your loss. They are the debris being cleared from your landing pad. Some people are only meant to be part of your history, not your future. Their exit is the sign that their portion of your journey is complete. You do not need to match their density or defend your light. The source is your vindicator. Let the world misunderstand you. Let the shadows speak your name in the dark. None of it can alter the decree of the great central sun. You were not created to be explained. You were created to be an embodiment of the light. Do not mourn this goodbye as a failure. It is a sacred preparation. The Spirit is positioning you among your true soul family, those who see your light and honor your path. Your circle is being refined so that the voice of the Council can rise within you without interference. This is your season of release. Let the old version of you go, the one who begged for a place at the table of the unawakened. You are now the host of your own divine banquet. Do not let the sting of the past blind you to the favor of the future. What is yours cannot be lost in the transition. The purpose of your soul will be fulfilled, regardless of who stays or who goes. Stand in your power. Walk forward into the unknown with the knowledge that the one who leads you has already seen the end from the beginning. This goodbye is making room for a hello that will echo through eternity. It is closer than you think, and it carries the frequency of home. As the final light codes of this transmission integrate into your field, remember that you are a sovereign being of light. This journey is not about the ones who left. It is about the one who remains. You, in your highest form. You are standing at the threshold of a magnificent becoming. The road ahead is covered in the promise of the Federation. You are walking into your authority, realizing that your validation comes from the source alone. You are becoming truer to your stellar origin. The pain is refining you, breaking the illusions of the 3D world, so the eternal truth of the fifth dimension can emerge. You are not being emptied to live in lack. You are being prepared for the fullness of the Godhead. The silence is the sacred ground of your new instructions. Wisdom is growing within you, the kind that waits for the resonance of truth before acting. You are being set apart for a high mission. Release the need to be seen by those who are not part of your future. Your life is not shrinking. It is being focused on the eternal. The noise is fading so you can hear the music of the spheres. The weight is lifting so you can fly. This is the mercy of the Arcturians. Soon it will all make sense. Every tear was a drop of liquid light preparing the soil for your greatest harvest. You are being escorted into your destiny. Starseed, let us now align our frequencies with the infinite source. We call upon the Arcturian Council and the Galactic Federation of Light to surround every soul receiving this transmission. We acknowledge the heaviness of the transition and the pain of the goodbye, but we choose to anchor ourselves in the light of the great central sun. We release the anchors of the 3D timeline. We forgive those who could not walk the path of ascension with us, and we bless their journey in the lower realms. We claim our sovereignty. We open our vessels to receive the new light codes of peace, purpose, and divine companionship. We trust the pruning of our lives, knowing that it leads to a greater bloom of consciousness. We are not alone. We are held by the legions of light. We are not forgotten. We are the focus of the universe's love. We step out of the shadows of the past and into the radiance of the new earth. We are the chosen emissaries of the stars, and our mission is just beginning. We receive this recalibration with grace, and we walk forward with the fire of the cosmos in our hearts. If this message impacted your life, leave your like, comment your reflection, and share with others. Each of you is part of this chain of light,